Hey everyone, it's Matt. The real question is, will everyone become millionaires from trading GameStop stock? Well, the answer is, let's actually talk about it for a minute. So, there's this huge mania going on right now buying GameStop stock, right? You look at it, you hear about it in the news, and you think, oh man, people are becoming millionaires overnight. They throw in $5,000 and they come out a millionaire the next day. Well, it's actually not quite that easy, and it's not really like that. Let's talk about this a little bit further and build the case for, are people actually going to be becoming rich, or are people going to lose everything by trading GameStop stock? Well, let's actually talk about this so we can better understand it. First off, let's understand what is actually driving this mania of driving this stock up and down and creating massive volatility in the stock. Well, right now, what's driving the stock higher and higher, or I should say over the last few days anyway, is massive demand. Now, I had a video out the other day talking about the short squeeze. So basically what happened is there's a ton of demand, as in buyers coming into this stock, pushing the stock higher and higher, ultimately squeezing the people who are in short positions. As a result, those people in short positions need to close their position by buying their stock back. As a result, that creates even more buying pressure, pushing the stock even higher. So, what does this mean? Well, it means that there's a ton of demand and probably very little supply on the market, because if you're already in, why would you sell when this thing is going to the moon, right? You just kind of sit back and let it keep running, and you sit in there and watch your profits pile up, right? But then, at some point, supply will come back into this market, because remember, every buyer at some point, by default, becomes a seller. So all of a sudden, we have tons of people buying this stock, buying it. Well, these people need to sell someday. What happens when you get a pile of supply dumped onto the market? Well, yep, you guessed it. The market, or not the market, but the stock will have to go down to supply, or to furnish all of those sellers, right? You'll need to find somebody to buy that stock. So ultimately, by default, that stock price is going to continue going down lower and lower to find the buyers who are willing to buy it from all the people selling. So then that leads us to our question. Will we have tons and tons of millionaires made as a result of buying GameStop stock? Well, the simple answer is, yeah, there's probably some people who are making a ton of money with this trade right now. Congratulations to them. And there's probably there's going to be guaranteed people who are going to lose tons and tons of money with this trade. So, unfortunate for them, but that's just how it works. Now, is that me being rude, or is that just being reality, or showing the reality? Well, that's actually the reality of the thing. Why? Well, the stock market is actually what's called a zero-sum game. What that means is, for every dollar that's earned by one person, unfortunately, there's another guy losing a dollar. So for all those people who are making tons of money right now trading GameStop, either they're buying, they're shorting, whatever they're doing to it, and they're making money right now, that just means somebody else is losing that money. So if there's 1,000 people that become millionaires, there's a bunch of other people that are losing all of that money, right? So there's going to be equally as many people who make a ton of money on this as there's going to be people who lose a ton of money on this. So that's what we say. Yes, of course, there's going to be a lot of people who make out really well on these trades, which is great for them, right? But at the same time, I actually just read an article a short time ago. There are hedge funds over on Wall Street that lost 50% in January as a result of shorting GameStop. They were short GameStop. We had all of these people come in and push GameStop higher and higher, and these hedge funds have lost 50% of their customers' capital in January. Now, that is not funny, but at the same time, it's like, retail investors are kind of like smoking the hedge funds at the same time. So it's kind of funny in its own way, simply because the hedge funds pretend like, they think they're kind of like the thing, like, oh man, we run the rule, like we run Wall Street. At the same time, we have all these retail traders that came in and just kind of smoke these guys. It's kind of funny at the same time. But either way, that's kind of what it comes down to. So yeah, there will be fortune made and fortunes lost as a result of this trade. That's the deal with the stock market. It's a zero sum. So if you go in and you make $500, somebody else is losing $500. But that's how the game is played, and that's the reality of it. So you got to know what you're doing if you're going to play in the stock market. There's a ton of volatility. You got to be prepared for it. You got to know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you'll learn very quickly. Trust me. I've been there, done that. I've been involved in the stock market for a very, very long time now. I've played the game on both sides many, many times. And just remember, a knife cuts both ways, right? Either way. I hope this helps you out in any way that it possibly could. There's a lot of people questioning right now, like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm missing out. You know, this FOMO, fear of missing out kind of thing. But, you know, when you get emotional when it comes to the stock market, typically you pay a price. So stay safe out there. Hope this video helps you out. I'm always here for you. And I love talking about this kind of stuff. Either way, have a nice day, everybody. And I'll catch you in the next video. I'll see you later.